Good Tuesday evening, high school sports fans. Joe Gillaway with Lingelstown Gazette Sports live from the Orchard Street studio for episode number 5 of our new podcast, Gazette Sports Chat, where we'll get to know participants from various realms of the high school sports world, the student athletes who play the games, the coaches who coach them, and others who contribute in different ways to the entire experience. I'll introduce tonight's guest in just a moment as soon as we're done thanking those responsible for bringing you tonight's show. Our Lingelstown Gazette Sports Platinum sponsors. They are Rickabaw's Electric, Payor Apparel, Larry Bragg at Payor. Thank you for the t-shirts for our guests. I dropped them off a couple days ago. Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, Tonino's Pizza, Crystal Bob at Howard Hanna Real Estate, Team PA AAU Basketball, Sam Hartley Decking, Lingelstown American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, the Tire Mart, Modern Imprint, Capital Region Insurance Agency, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. We'd like to thank these great local businesses for their continued support of Lingelstown Gazette Sports and our area's student athletes. We're always looking for sponsors for the upcoming 2024-2025 school year coverage. We do have a bunch of sponsors, as you've just had a chance to listen to, but we could always use more. We want to get more equipment. We want to be able to enhance our broadcast, our production, and we like to meet new people and bring new businesses to the Central PA area. So if you'd like to sponsor and support the area's student athletes, please let us know. We could also use a few more team members, student interns, and others who may enjoy helping us cover high school sports. Upcoming, we have this Sunday our annual preseason football show at the American Legion Post 272. It's going to start at 6 o'clock. We have 8 coaches joining us. A lot of these guys are with us every year. We have Glenn McNamee from Central Dauphin, Cal Everett from Harrisburg. Lance Dean is sending one of his assistants from East High, Jerry Yanchuk from Central York, Colin Gillen from Cedar Cliff, Joe Heaton from Susquehanna Township, Andrew Irby from Steel High, and John Deniston from East Pennsboro. We really look forward to Sunday's show. And then next Thursday, a week from this Thursday, we'll have Billy Splain from PA Football News. We'll be back to our podcast Thursday night, the day before we kick off the 2024 high school football season. So anyway, let's get straight to it now. Tonight's guests are 2 of the top student athletes in the state of Pennsylvania, which recent accolades would substantiate. They are also siblings in a family where sports are a significant part of everyone's life. That family are the Fletchers, and tonight's guests are incoming Central Dauphin senior Wayne II, along with his younger sister Kayla, an incoming junior also at Central Dauphin. Welcome, Wayne. Welcome, Kayla.
Thank you.
I was talking to your dad last night. You are the first student athletes on this show, and we're 5 episodes in, so that's kind of a big deal. We got coaches coming in, we got trainers, we got members of the media, and I thought, you know what, we still haven't had any kids on this show, and we're that's what we're all about. So welcome and thanks for being our very first high school student guest. So we really appreciate it. And so let's get started. I like to get a little bit of background on our guest parents typically, and not just because I know your parents. It's something I do every episode, or just about every episode. So I'm going to let Wayne, you tell us a little bit about your father, and then I'll do the same with Kayla and your mother. Wayne, talk about your dad, his background, his impact on your game. You're a basketball player, I should say that now. And then what's it like playing for Wayne, for your father?
So he is from Harlem, New York. He's been playing basketball ever since he was a kid. And when he started to get into the coaching game, that's when I started to really start to play as well, for teams and stuff. And he kind of helped me along the way. He's been coaching me ever since I was a little kid. And I feel like as I've gotten older, it's just been more of a blessing than I could imagine of having him as my coach and my dad. Just the feedback and the stuff that he gives me just helps me grow every day.
And he's tough too, right? As a coach, disciplinarian.
Yeah, very tough, yes.
I have friends that have played for your father, and they loved that their sons played for your father. And a lot of it had to do with that, whether they'll admit it or not. Most parents want to have their children disciplined, and my friends loved having your father as a coach. That's for sure. And he's been a blessing to the whole Central Dolphin community, sports community, and the school as a teacher. So, anyway, how about Kayla? And talk about your mom, her background, and her impact on your games. You played 3 sports, really, right? You dropped 1 for high school. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So my mom, she grew up playing softball. She also played volleyball and basketball, but she ended up going to college for softball. She played at Maryland, and then she played at Cal Berkeley. And she was on the team when they were like super good. They made it to the Women's College World Series and everything. And then she's been coaching softball for, I'd probably say like 10 years now. She used to coach at Cumberland Valley as an assistant. And then she had a travel team. And that's when I kind of started getting into softball. I would watch their practices and stuff, and I was like so entertained. I was like, oh my gosh, the big girls. So I started playing when I was 8 years old. I played, and she was my coach. She was one of the assistant coaches, and she coached me until I was about 14, which is when she was like, let me take a step back. I can't coach her forever. She needs to get some feedback that's not from her parent.
Right.
But she helps me. I practice with her all the time. I don't get to practice with my team because everyone's from different states, so we don't get together and practice, but she's always there for me. We always go hit together. She throws to me. It's great.
Yeah, that's cool. Both of those stories are cool because a lot of times when you spend a lot of time around a parent, whether it's as a coach or whatever the setting may be, it kind of turns you maybe onto a different direction, or it kind of you resist it and you say, that's not what I want to do. I want to go somewhere else or play for somebody else. And it was a positive impact for both of you to have your parents kind of leading the way for you and being there for you while you were in your formative years, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So talk about, Kayla, you just mentioned that your teammates is it called travel ball in softball?
Yeah. Yes.
Did you just start with a new travel team?
Yeah, so I just joined Tennessee Mojo, Ramsey Fisher, and everyone's from a different state. It's basically like the whole entire country. It's a national level team. We compete in the top tournaments in the country, and it's a very competitive team. I'm really excited to get started with them.
Now talk about the logistics of that. I mean, if you're all from different states, and then you're heading maybe to an altogether different state, right? To play.
Yeah.
What's everybody have, like a private jet or something? I mean, how do you guys all get together? Do you ever practice?
Yeah, so as well, so with this team as well as my last team that I was on, everyone was from everywhere. So what the plan is moving forward is just like get before tournaments, going down like a day early and practicing like the night before, the day before, just so we can like still kind of get that like team bonding and like work well together.
Right.
So that when we get into tournaments, it's like more smooth. But everyone has like, it's required that you like work on your own, and that's just expected of everybody.
Right. And you're not starting from scratch. So
No.
I mean, I think everybody's probably pretty much ready to go once you get together. Maybe do a little infield, outfield, some batting practice, and then you just go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne, did you ever play other sports?
I'm
guessing yes. Soccer?
Yeah, I played soccer up until I want to say 6th grade. That's when I stopped playing. I just kept playing basketball.
Yeah, true.
Did you not like soccer, or you just like basketball a whole lot more?
Yeah, the soccer, the team I was playing for, it just became very expensive, and me and my friends didn't really think it was worth my time, especially because I like basketball better anyways.
Right. Okay, so Kayla, you also play basketball.
Yes, I do.
That's what I think I first saw you play a sport when you were a freshman playing basketball. It would have had to have been. And then you did play soccer also, right?
Yeah, I did when I was younger. I used to play soccer.
When did you stop that?
I played in middle school, and then it just came too conflicting because softball and soccer are in the same season. So I had to put one of them down. So I picked softball to stay with it.
So Central Dolphin has one of the top girls soccer programs in the state.
Yes, they do.
I mean, pretty much like easily you could say that. Did you ever think, man, I'd like to be out there? It looks like something I could probably do or be part of.
I'm not sure I could compete with them. They're all really good. But I mean, it would probably be fun, but I'm not sure I could. I'm
Right.
not at the level that I used to be at.
Right. Well, that's was said with humility for sure.
Yeah.
And then how about basketball? How did you decide? You knew coming into high school that softball was going to be your primary sport, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What made you decide, you know what, I still like basketball enough. I'm going to stick with that.
I just do it honestly as like a fun kind of thing, and also just it keeps me in shape, keeps me athletic for softball. So that's why I chose to stick with it.
It looks like you have a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
We talk about, and it's a term that I think I first heard your basketball coach Randy Gambalungi use, playing with joy.
Mhm.
And you look like one of those players that plays with joy, like in basketball and softball. Like, are you really having that much fun?
Yeah, honestly, at least in the basketball portion of it, Coach G makes it really fun, the whole coaching staff and the girls, like especially the seniors that graduated this year, they made because we came in, my class, we came in and they were just juniors because the whole class of 2022 graduated. So it was kind of like a fresh start for everybody. It was a whole new starting five. And they made it really enjoyable and they were great leaders for us.
And what a season you had this year, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of a clean sweep, everything but a state championship, which is very difficult, very elusive.
Yeah.
But you won everything else, you know?
Yes.
And I mean, that was a great team. I really enjoyed watching it. Wayne, how about you with Central Dauphin basketball? That Mid-Penn Commonwealth, is that as tough as it appears?
Yeah, I would say it's one of the tougher conferences in our district and our state. It's just every night it can be a battle, no matter if you're playing the best team in the league or the worst team. Always have to be on your A game because any team can beat you at any night.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was very well put and very accurate. I mean, you could see a team like, and I say this with respect, like an Altoona, or I know Harrisburg gave you guys fits, and they haven't beaten you in a while, but if you show up a little kind of sideways or didn't get a good night's sleep, or you're just not taking the game seriously, you can lose any game in that conference or that division, right?
Yes, for sure.
But I can say this, though. I've been around Central Dauphin sports for quite a while. You probably don't keep track of this. I know you don't keep track of this stuff, but I told your dad last night, you guys are 20-5 against Harrisburg, East High, Carlisle, and State College since you were a freshman, since you came in. 6-0 against Harrisburg, 5-1 against East, 5-2 against Carlisle, and 4-2 against State College. Does it seem like you guys have kind of like dominated that much against those four teams? Because I bet you all those games were tough, even the ones you won.
I wouldn't say if it would feel like dominating. I just feel like on any given night, I think if our team is on our A game, I think we are one of the best teams in the league, if not the area. So I just feel like if we can come with that mentality every night, we can beat anybody that we play against.
And then on the flip side, the ones that you kind of struggle against have been Cumberland Valley and Chambersburg. What is it about those two? Let's call them the programs, because it's been for a few years now that you beat them sometimes, but it's kind of a little bit more of a challenge to beat those teams.
Well, I would say Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley, they are very well coached, and on top of that, they have, one or two like really good players, so that just makes it even more harder to beat them. But I don't know. I think it's always fun playing against those kinds of teams because you always know that it's never going to be easy, but that's always what makes winning more fun.
Correct. Yeah. And if you don't already know this, Central Dauphin and Cumberland Valley, like the two schools, are kind of the big in the state of Pennsylvania, one of the bigger rivalries. And Kayla, I mean, you know that probably more so from a softball perspective.
Yeah.
Boy, talk about those last 2 years of softball. I mean, to me, last year, not this year, where you just it ended in May or June, but the year before, 2023, it looked like you guys were all poised to kind of like run the table, and you had beaten Cumberland Valley twice, right, in the regular season. I think you blew them out one game, and then they ended up taking the district. The following year, Cumberland Valley. This year, they kind of look like they might have been like sitting at the top of the heap, and then you guys ended up beating them in the district championships. I think you split with them in the regular season. You guys won over there at at Cumberland Valley, Stella, by 1-0.
Yeah.
But talk about that rivalry, because you have friends on that other team, right?
Yeah, I do. Anna Kashir and Sydney May, I played with them growing up. Even Maddie Martin, I played with them. They're super talented. I mean, the softball level, I mean, you can get anyone at this point, like especially in this area. And I think our two schools are so competitive because we used to all play together. So that makes the rivalry a little more intense, and it's just more fun that way. And I know every time that we play, it's not going to be a given win, especially last year when we beat them twice and they beat us in the district championship. Like, it's really hard to beat a team 3 times, especially a team like Cumberland Valley.
Very hard. I mean, yeah, you know that just from playing in a lot of competition for years now. It's really hard. You know, you got to be concerned if you kind of, eat somebody for lunch during the regular season, because if it's a good team, they're not going to go away, and they're not going to forget what happened. And I covered both district championships. We broadcasted both of them, and the way you guys embraced one another after, like last year, you guys lost.
Yeah.
And other than one or two girls on the team, you probably know who they are. They kind of kicked some dirt around, and you know what? They're very respectful about it too. They were just really angry. Most of you guys embraced it, your competitors, and really were happy that they won. I mean, you wanted to win, okay?
Yeah, we did.
I'm not used to seeing that. Is that how much you guys really care about and respect the other girls on Cumberland Valley?
Yeah, I respect all of them. They're a great team. And it was just, I mean, obviously it sucked losing the first year and then we won the next year. But honestly, it was a good game both years. And it was just competitive, which is always super fun.
Right. Wayne, you're kind of closing in. You still got a little bit of work to do. You're kind of closing in on 1,000 points. Okay. You have 775. Yeah. All right. And I know that you're probably not the person that's going to keep track of that stuff. Somebody else could do that for you. What's it going to be like if you're able to, a game at a time, a point at a time, hit 1,000 points over your career at Central Dauphin? Is that something that's meaningful to you?
Yeah, I would say it is very meaningful to me, but I wouldn't say it's at the top of my list for this year. I want to be able to make it as far as I can this year with my team. I really love this group of guys, and I just want to be successful with them first before I can be successful with myself, because I feel like if we can be successful as a team, then everything else will take care of itself.
That's absolutely correct. That's so accurate. And talk about this group of guys. Is it some different faces? Did you lose some seniors last year and you have to replace them this year?
Yeah, the seniors, most of them I grew up with when I first moved here, so it was really tough losing them. But we have a lot of new faces that are coming from JV. But the thing I like the most is our team chemistry. We all connect with each other, and we even got new kid from McDevitt, Jackson Davenport, and as soon as he came in, he played with us. I think the first week after he came, and he connected instantly, and I really love that about our guys. I just can't wait to play with them this year.
Now, has your off season been filled with playing a lot of really high end competition as it typically is?
Yeah, at Philly Live, I think we played some really good teams, and I think that's just going to get us even more ready this year for when we have to play tough teams like Cumberland Valley and Chambersburg, like you said earlier.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of the big, let's call it the big four again: Cumberland Valley, Chambersburg, Central Dauphin, and Carlisle. And I hear Carlisle's a little bit better. And yeah, you don't get any breaks in the Commonwealth, that's for sure. And I just had a football show the other night, and everybody who came on, all the players and coaches who came on from the Commonwealth, they just talked about how brutal it is. And the football in the Commonwealth is the same way. It's one of the top in the state, and nobody's handing you a championship, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So the student part of student athletes at Linglestown Gazette Sports, our mantra or our catchphrase is we spotlight student athletes, and we don't just say athletes. We don't just say sports players. Or talk about your studies a little bit. Do you have a major yet, or what do you want to do in outside of basketball after you get out of high school?
Majors, I have my top three, I guess. It would be mathematics, engineering, or cybersecurity. I'm taking a cybersecurity class this year, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I would say my main one right now is math, just because I'm good at it. So
Right.
if I don't like the cybersecurity class, I will probably go into math at college. Just because.
Okay. All right. And Kayla, how about you? And I don't expect you're an incoming junior. I'm not asking you to tell us what you're going to do with the rest of your life. Okay. But
Yeah.
are there certain subjects you like, or just to kind of maybe a path you're thinking about you may want to go down?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I'm really good at math, so just like him. But I was thinking
Where'd you guys
about,
get the math thing from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
don't
kind of
I don't think it was either of our parents, honestly.
nothing to do with any of that. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I'm good with like numbers and stuff, so perhaps finance, accounting, or economics
Okay.
I'd be interested in.
So you guys both have kind of like lofty goals for yourselves outside of your sports too.
Yeah.
And let's kind of go back to Wayne here and talk about basketball. I know that you haven't committed anywhere, and I'm not going to ask you to give me your short list or anything like that. But what are you looking for in a college? You want to. Some people want to travel, get the heck out of town. Some people want to stay close by. Big school, smaller school.
The school size, to me, it doesn't really matter, as long as I know I can get a good academics, and whatever college pursues me the best and makes me feel at home. I kind of hold really high standards. I kind of compare coaching staffs to the ones in my high school, and I really do love the coaching staff here at Central Dauphin, and so I just hold my standards up to them, and that's just what I look for when I'm college searching.
Okay. And Kayla, I'm not going to ask you that question because you still have, it wouldn't be fair. You still have 2 years of high school left. But I will ask you, talk about, since basketball's first, it's coming up, after it's a winter sport. What do you think you guys have team wise on your basketball team this year?
We do have I think 4 returners that were like in the rotation heavily last year.
Kind of impact players, right?
Yeah, impact players. So that'll be good. We have a lot of new people coming in from JV, other schools. So I think it'll still be competitive. It'll just be pretty big shoes to fill with our seniors that we lost last year.
Yeah, you lost some really good players,
Yeah.
So players that I think I'm heading into my 10th year as the public address announcer for your program. And you had some teammates last year that were some of my favorite ever to watch, just really competitive and really wanted to win, and great. Just you could see that without them, the season wouldn't have been close to what it turned into.
For sure.
And I mean, I'm just going to say Lauren Cavoli was one of them. I just loved watching Lauren play, and of course Lex Ferguson and Leah McGarvey. And so, yeah, there's some shoes to fill this year. But then your whole team, or just about your whole team, is returning next year. So
yeah.
close to the whole team. So it's kind of the flip side coming up, right?
Yeah, just like it's kind of like how when I was a freshman, Leah, Lex, Lauren, and all of them, they were juniors, so it's kind of that same thing.
Right. Did I leave somebody out? If I did, I'm sorry. But what about talk about playing for Coach G, Coach Randy Gambalungi?
I love it. He's an awesome coach. He's a funny guy. He definitely prepares us. He watches a lot of film.
Till his head's ready to explode.
Yes.
He really does. His preparation is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. He knows everything about everyone that we play, which is awesome. It's great to have as a coach. Yeah, I really love him. And the other coaches, Coach Bob, Coach Wagner, everybody, they're great coaches.
And it's kind of like the bus rides are fun, and outside, off the court, everything kind of stays light and makes you want to come back the next time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move forward to softball. Same deal. You lost a couple really top players. You lost an all-state center fielder, really good catcher, really good third baseman. Are you guys going to be able to kind of like plug in and, you had players that were ready to play at a really high level?
Yeah, I hope so. We have a lot of talent on the JV team. I know that we have Stella and Bree coming back who were big pieces this year as seniors they're gonna be. And yeah, I think the JV team, people coming up, freshmen, I think they'll be able to make a big impact.
Yeah, it's a program that kind of doesn't take a year off.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and even with basketball, it's the same way. You guys may not be able to eclipse last year, but you still have a lot of talent in basketball, and it's the same way in softball.
Mhm.
I think you probably have a goal of returning to where you were last year. If I'm not off there, but
Yeah.
are you going to stick it with shortstop or?
Yeah, even though it's not my primary, I think that's where I'm going to be next year. I'll do anything I can to help my team. So,
And we got a chance to see a little bit of power out of you this year, right?
yeah.
You slapped your not people that don't understand softball. They probably don't know what slap hitting is, but
Yeah.
it seems to be like slap hitting is like not taking a full swing, finding a hole in the defense and kind of trying to place it there. And it seemed like you did a lot more of that as a freshman. Am I right there?
Yeah, honestly, after my freshman year, a lot of coaches knew what to throw me so that my slapping wouldn't be as successful. So my job as a leadoff hitter is just to get on base. So to do anything that I can to help put my team in a better position is what I'll do, whether it's slap, bunt, or hit away.
Right. Okay. Well, we had fun watching you hit away this year.
Thank you.
You mashed a few balls, that's for sure. Wayne, outside of sports, and I mentioned at the top of the show here that you guys are definitely a sports family, and I love that. I've played sports growing up, and I played a bunch of different sports and stuff like that, and I would have fit right in with a family like yours. But what do you do when you're not playing sports?
Usually when I'm not playing basketball, I like to golf a little.
Okay.
I golf and I cook. Those are usually two main things I'm doing whenever I'm not like doing any basketball workouts or lifting. So golf just helps me like take my mind off of things. So
what's your lowest score ever in golf?
It was a 89.
Okay.
It was this year actually at Deer Valley with my
that's
dad.
good. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'd like to get out with you guys sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And what do you like to cook?
My go-to would probably be pasta just because it's easy. When I first started cooking, that's what I would just practice on. So
do you cook for the family ever?
Yeah. When I used to come home from school in the spring, whenever she would come home from practice, I would cook some meals for her.
Kayla, 1 to 10. What's Wade's food like?
I'll give him like a 7.5.
That's good, man. Wade, I would take that, buddy.
All right,
yeah, that's a good score for somebody your age who doesn't do it on a regular basis. I think that's a really good score. So, Kayla, you have a little bit of musical background, right?
Yes, but not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore.
All right, because I don't know if it was this year or the year before. I'm sorry, I got to go there. This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen when covering sports. I asked you if you could do a post-game interview, and you were kind of hustling, getting your stuff together. You said, Joe, I don't have time. I've got to get down to the school for an orchestra show or whatever they call it, right? I never knew you played what was your instrument?
I used to play the cello, but I don't play anymore.
Okay, and your friend and teammate Olivia, she's a cellist too?
Yes.
Now, which one of you guys played air cello?
That would be Olivia.
I think that was Olivia. Yeah, she admitted it too.
She was very confused, so she would just not even play. She would just fake it.
Air cello.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you have enough musicians around you, you can kind of get away with that stuff. If you're in the choir and you don't want to sing loud or you don't want to sing at all, the people around you are going to cover for you, right?
Yeah. As long as hopefully not everyone is air bowing like her.
Correct. Air bowing. We got to get Liv on this show sometime. We'll wait till basketball season. But I just love that she admitted it. She's like, I'm playing air cello. So you guys looking forward, Wayne? You looking forward to going back to school? Do you like Central Dauphin?
Yeah, it's got its ups and downs. This will be a very exciting year just because it'll be my last year there. But yeah.
Okay, you don't sound overwhelmed with it. That sounds like my grandson. He's in second year at Linglestown Middle School, and I asked him that question, like kind of assuming he's going to say, "Yeah, I can't wait, I'm excited," and his answers are just like yours.
Yeah.
How about you, Kayla? What do you like going to school? Is it fun?
Some parts of it are fun.
Okay.
I like some things. Just I'm hoping for good teachers this year.
Right. Now, will either of you ever get Mr. Fletcher?
We both had him.
Yeah, we.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Freshman year.
Wayne, your grade or your marks, your what'd you have, a 4.0, 3.9?
Probably, yeah.
Did you really?
In his class, yeah.
Okay. And Kayla, how about you?
Yeah, same thing.
Up there, 4.0, 3.9, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Was he tough?
We didn't want to find out, so we just we did the work.
You did what he asked you to do.
Yeah. It's better that way.
That's great. Okay. So talk about the grind, and this is something that people hear about, but they don't know exactly what it entails or how much commitment it takes. Wayne, talk about how many, let's just say, weeks or months out of the year you have to dedicate to basketball. The season is how many months, and then you have AAU and maybe summer ball or.
So I would say usually I don't think I take any weeks off for basketball during the summer, spring or summer, except for maybe the week or two before school, just because we don't have any like gym space because fall sports are coming in. But ever since I've started to come into high school, since my freshman year, I've been in the gym all summer. It's a lot of work for sure, but since I've started, I know like that the hard work is going to pay off. So I just take every workout. I don't take it for granted.
You love it?
Yeah.
So that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Just want to find a basket somewhere, right, at all times.
Yep.
Kayla, how do you fit in? I mean, we already just discussed about, basically flying all over the country sometimes to play tournaments, and then you have basketball too. I mean, it's your secondary sport, but how do you find time to fit it all in?
It's a little hard, especially in the summer. There's like times where we're at home for like 3 days, then we're gone for 2 weeks, then we're home for like 4 days, and then we're gone for another week and a half. So the summer's like really hectic. The fall's kind of like my off season, like from like the beginning of August to the middle of October is kind of like my off season, but I still have to hit, I have to throw, I go to CrossFit. So it's never really any time off, but just not playing games.
And I know Coach G understands your schedule, and he had Sam Gress there a few years ago, and she was in a similar situation where she played softball at a very high level. And, and there's some of the things you can't do with the basketball team that the other players are doing or are able to do. And you kind of have to come in and kind of dust or knock the rust off, right? The other girls have been playing and maybe they got their shots down. Does it take a few weeks or so to get your basketball feet under you?
Yeah, it definitely takes a minute with basketball because I'm not there for the beginning, like the preseason stuff, and then sometimes like tryouts that week I'm not there for softball. But yeah, it definitely takes a minute to get back into things, especially and also for like softball. After basketball season, because I'm going with basketball, and then I also miss tryouts because they overlap. Right. But it also takes me a minute to like get back and like see live pitching and that kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah. Did you guys go on vacation yet this summer?
No, she has for softball. I haven't been anywhere.
Yeah, me and my mom, we like to call our softball our vacation because we get to go all over the country. Like we were in Colorado, California, Chicago. So very beautiful places.
That counts. Really fun. That's vacation. I'm sure you're not playing the whole time every minute you're there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, we're gonna start wrapping things up here. I know that Kayla, you've played Keeping It Light before, I'm sure, right? You know what Keeping It Light is?
We did.
Wayne, you haven't.
No, I don't think I have.
Do you know what Keeping It Light is, Wayne?
No.
I'm going to ask you some questions. They're going to have nothing at all to do with with your basketball career and Central Dolphin basketball, anything like that. We're going to learn a little bit more, hopefully, about Wayne Fletcher II,
All right.
and other than what we just talked about. So let's start with, what's your go-to meal? What's your favorite meal?
Chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice?
Yeah, with a little Old Bay on top.
Okay, so if it's your birthday and mom says cook you whatever you want, or we're going to go out to dinner, that's what you're going to get, right?
Yeah.
How about, do you have a favorite dessert?
Cookie pie.
Cookie pie. Is that just the big cookie?
Yeah.
And they usually put some ice cream or some chocolate syrup on it? Okay, all right. All right, Kayla, you ready?
Yep.
All right. How about favorite restaurant? Do you have a favorite restaurant? Could be around here. It could be anywhere.
Favorite restaurant? I'd probably say me and my mom discovered this place when we were in Santa Monica in California. Not this past summer, but the summer before when I was there for softball. It's called Sugarfish, and it's like a sushi restaurant. It's very small. It's like sashimi, so you have to have a specific kind of taste for it, but I love it. Me and my mom, we've gone back ever since. So
Good. So you like sushi?
yes, I do.
There's a right near my house. Have you ever been to Miso?
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It holds its own for this area, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do you guys have any pets?
Yeah, we have one dog.
What's your dog's name?
Zuri.
Zuri.
Yep.
And that's a boy, male dog?
Female
Female dog.
lab.
So Zuri is a female name.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Chocolate Lab. Okay. Wayne, favorite TV show or series?
Snowfall. I just finished it yesterday, actually.
Okay, now where did you watch Snowfall? What network or?
It's on Hulu.
Hulu. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you recommend it? Is it
Yes.
something that you think most people would enjoy?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, Kayla, have you watched Snowfall?
No, but he's been watching it constantly, so I've seen it on the TV.
What's your thing, Kayla?
My favorite show?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite.
That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, we don't like to make keeping it light too demanding here. We can always move on if you don't have a good answer. All right, let me give you just a couple more for each of you. How about Wayne? All-time favorite athlete, any sport, any level.
LeBron James.
Okay, I like LeBron too. That's a good one. He had a very nice Olympics there, right?
Yes, he did.
He scored well. He had a lot of assists. He had a lot of rebounds. He blocked some big shots. And yeah, I'm a big LeBron fan too. How about you, Kayla?
I'm gonna go with a softball player, Kiki Malloy from Tennessee.
Okay, I don't know Kiki, and I do watch college softball. But what position does she play?
She's a center fielder, just like me. And she's like a 3-time All SEC All American.
Okay. All right, so let's one more each here. And Wayne, how about celebrity crush?
Oh gosh.
Kayla, don't laugh. I might ask you that question.
I can't answer.
Probably.
Okay, I won't ask it.
Probably would be Tyla. She's a singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, you're blushing, Wayne. Kayla, you like that one, huh?
Yeah, that's
all right.
funny.
I'm not going to ask you the same one. We're going to finish with. I'm going to advertise this as the question that nobody likes to have asked. You ready, Kayla?
Yeah.
Favorite book?
My favorite book? I don't know. I used to read all the time, but I can't think of the title.
How about a book that you like?
Have
you read a book?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to read a lot of oh my gosh, I don't even know the author.
This is a tough question, isn't it?
You know what? I'm gonna go
sorry.
I'm gonna go with the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll
Yeah.
bet you I've been keeping it light for about 5 or 6 years. That's probably the 5th or 6th time that somebody said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that must be a good one. Okay, so Wayne Fletcher II, Kayla Fletcher, thank you so much. It's been fun. I think we covered a lot of stuff there. You guys both have big senior and junior season coming up. Wayne, you're going to be a senior. Kayla, a junior. and a lot of reasons to be happy and to be hopeful and to be excited. I mean, I think both of your teams, Kayla, for you, 2 teams, but are poised to win. You know, you have a lot of great athletes around you, and I think you go to a school that appreciates having you for sure. I know that I enjoy being able to cover both you guys, and it's exciting just to know how dedicated you are, and that you guys are great kids, you know. And part of the reason I had you on is because you're great kids, and I know that. And so thanks very much, and we really appreciate. We're going to thank the sponsors before I let you go. Do you mind?
No, you're good.
Okay, so here's our Linglestown Gazette Sports Platinum sponsors. Once again, Rickabah's Electric. Dan Rickabah, he really helped us out a lot when we were trying to come up with money for softball this year to cover all those postseason games. Payer Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, Tonino's Pizza, Crystal Bobbett, Howard Hanna Real Estate, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Sam Hartley Decking. Kayla knows Sam Hartley. He's her softball coach. Builds nice decks too. American Legion Post 272 will be there this Sunday night for our annual high school football preseason show. Hoffman Ford, the Tire Mart, Modern Imprint, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thanks to all these great local businesses for their continued support. So, Wayne, thank you very much. Kayla, thank you very much. Tell Mom and Dad I said hi. Tell them I said happy anniversary. At 19 years yesterday, right?
No, today.
Today, okay.
Yeah.
And for their anniversary, they're going to sit around and watch their kids on a podcast, right?
Yeah.
You guys going to do anything nice for them?
Maybe we'll give them a little surprise.
Just give them a hug and a kiss at least, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, really appreciate it, and we will catch up with you soon. Wayne and Kayla Fletcher. Have a good evening.
Thank you, too.